Kyle?
All right, Phil, thanks a lot. No doubt Super Bowl or bust for this team. Now, after the game, I had a chance to speak with our Rams legends who witnessed the game tonight at SoFi Stadium, Jackie Slater and Vince Ferragamo. Gentlemen, wow, blowout win tonight by the Rams. The score and the statistics would suggest that the Rams may have just played their best game of the entire season. Do you think that's the case? And is an effort like tonight going to be sufficient next week against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers? Vince, let's start with you.
Well, I don't know, Kyle. I thought this was more of an embarrassing loss for Arizona because of the way they showed up, their preparation, the way they came out to play. However, I thought the Rams were really prepared. I think Sean McVay did a great job with his play calling. He kept things under control for Matthew Stafford, no turnovers. They played well. They rushed the ball well. They threw the ball at times well. So, but again, I don't think the quality of competition was up to par for this game.
The question you asked about whether or not this being the Rams' best game, my answer to that is absolutely not. This was not one of their better games. They did what they had to do to win the football game. I like the fact that Sean McVay got after them early and often with the running game. I like the fact that he was very cautious to not put Matthew Stafford in situations where he could be exposed. The offensive line held up well. This was not their best game. This was not their best opponent. There's better and more ahead.
Okay, so Jackie and Vince not overly impressed. We're going to hear more from both of them coming up later on in the show. I'll also have a lot more post-game reaction from SoFi, including from Von Miller, who joined us live as well. And guys, wait till you see the outfit that Von Miller was wearing tonight.
It was like
was
four
something.
Different layers to Von Miller's outfit. Vince and Jackie are tough to impress, man.
Yeah.
They really are. I was surprised by their responses to that. I thought they would be, just jubilant with the victory tonight, but they said this team has to do more in order to beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers next weekend. You'll hear what that is coming up in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, on the road, too. All right, Kyle, thank you so much.
Purdue had tossed 8 interceptions over the final 4 regular season games. After tonight's game, I spoke with Rams legends Jackie Slater and Vince Ferragamo. Here's Vince first on Stafford's performance.
I thought it was efficient. 17 passes, threw for over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He got Cooper Kupp involved late in the game. So there was a little bit of kind of hit and miss in the beginning, but the team looked good. They ran the ball well. They were well balanced, and I thought Matt Stafford had a good game today.
Yeah, 154.5 passer rating from Matthew Stafford. Jackie, each and every week you're always calling for balance in the offensive attack, and we saw that. The first half stats showed almost an equal amount of yards both on the ground and through the air. What did you think about the balance of this Rams offense tonight, especially with Cam Akers, the way he ran the ball along with Sony Michel?
I was very impressed. I think Sean McVay realizes that, hey, just like he's known since he was a kid growing up and has always heard, good defense and a run game travels. They're going to have to go to Tampa next week. They got to beat up secondary. They got to beat up linebackers and everything. They have to run the football. They're not going to just be able to sit there in that pocket with Matthew Stafford and chuck the football all over the field. They got to be able to support him with the running attack. It was good to see Cam Akers back in the mix. He and Sony Michel made a nice little tandem of rushers today, and I thought that did a lot to what they did today. Kyle does wonders for an offensive lineman to help his confidence to play in the big games. Give them an opportunity to roll out and hit people in the lips and put all that mass on these guys, and it gets them comfortable. It makes pass blocking that much better, that much easier. And I was delighted to see for the first time more variety in what they did. They did a good job of getting after the guys at the line of scrimmage on the weak side. I think you saw what they did on that opening play over on Andrew Whitworth's side over there. So I was really pleased with what they did, and I'm looking for more of that as we go along. He did a great job of putting Matthew Stafford in a spot where he wouldn't be exposed also. They had 2 good pass rushes on that team.
I asked you both at the top of the show if you thought this was the Rams' best game of the season. You both said no. You thought really this was more of a bigger and, as Vince put it, more embarrassing loss for the Cardinals than a big win for the Rams. So what does this Rams team have to do next week to dethrone Tom Brady and the Buccaneers? Vince?
Well, first of all, they have to limit their turnovers. They can't have any turnovers next week. They have to limit their mistakes. They've had 3 holding penalties today. They got to get away from that. Now, this Tampa Bay defense is number 1 against the rush. So the Rams can't be tentative throwing the football to start this game. They're going to have to be aggressive, get the ball down, get Cooper Kupp involved early, and get moving the ball. You're going to have to throw the ball because the secondary of Tampa, you can beat their secondary. So they're going to have to throw the football.
How do you like their
And
chances
just
next
like
week?
Vince said, well, how do I like their chances? I like their chances, provided that Sean McVay does what he did. You know, one of the things that a good coach does when we get into these playoffs is he looks at the team that he's got to deal with. But he also has the good ones have the ability to look through that team onto the next team. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as Vince said, are the #1 defense in all of pro football against the run. And do you think he wanted to go to Tampa and then have Matthew Stafford not supported by a running attack? So what he had to exercise his ability to rush the football today, get all the kinks out, to get Cam Akers going again. That was a critical, strategical move on his part, in my opinion, to get ready for the next opponent and then to win this game today. I was pleased with the fact that they ran it as much as they did. They protected Matthew Stafford, wasn't going to put him in an awkward situation where you throw a bunch of picks and all of that. And I think comfortably they moved on now to the divisional round.
All right, guys, one of our favorite moments in tonight's broadcast came when, Jackie, suddenly you appeared on the screen and you were sitting next to the commissioner. We want everyone at home to watch and listen.
NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell in attendance here tonight, sitting amongst Curtis Martin, Torrey Holt. We'll talk about Rams royalty, Jackie Slater.
I was about to say, don't forget Big Jackie.
No.
Hey, that right there, that's royalty, all right, right there.
One of the great tackles in history.
Oh, my goodness.
That's right, Rams royalty, Jackie Slater sitting next to Commissioner Goodell. What was that night like for you, Jackie? Tell us about it.
It was a wonderful evening. I've known Roger for a number of years now. He's a great guy. He loves this football game. He stood, when a young man got hurt, he stood to his feet and applauded. He got so much respect for the players, that he has to deal with in this game. He's a real good guy. I enjoy visiting with him and, just watching him enjoy the game, the nuances of the game, asking me about line play and all of these different things. It's just really an enjoyable evening.
Awesome. Just an awesome night. Great win for the Rams, guys. Thanks so much.
All right, guys.
Okay, guys.
Jackie's so humble, he didn't even tell us before the game he was going to be sitting with the commissioner tonight. My thanks to Jackie and Vince. We have much more Rams coverage still to come, including a one-on-one interview with linebacker Von Miller. That's just 10 minutes away in sports, so stick around for that.
You mean you don't get those seats when you go out there?
Not exactly.
It's something. So if they win next week, right,
Yeah.
then it's on to the NFC Championship,
Correct.
which is either at SoFi
Correct.
or in Green Bay.
Right. It would either be at Lambeau Field in Green Bay against the Packers, but if the 49ers managed to get another upset win over the Packers and the Rams were able to win, then they would be hosting the NFC Championship game right here at SoFi Stadium.
And right here on Fox 11 as well.
Indeed.
All right, Kyle, thank you so much. This also happened tonight. A group of hikers got lost in Malibu Creek State Park. I don't know why they weren't watching the football game, but they were out there. 7 hikers had to be rescued. LA County Fire and Sheriff's Department crews located them near the old MASH TV set, which is a cool place to hike, by the way. They were all airlifted to safety. 3 hikers were injured, but not seriously, thankfully. They stayed in touch with rescuers via